Well, we shall do it live indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stump. We do it every Wednesday, 3 p.m.ish, right here at 98.1 The Max. Next week, don't know who we got next week, but we'll figure it out. But it doesn't really matter because today, right now, in the present, in the moment, we have special guest Joybomb, Grant and Adrian from Joybomb. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, man. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, dude. It's good to have you guys. What's funny is I think the first show we ever played was with like the first one that wasn't like for like a benefit show or something like that was at the P&H, the Thanks for Nothing show. I think it was Joybomb, us, and Zigadoo Money Clips.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think we're going back like 4 years.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Which is like 20 years, I guess, in band time
Right.
because
Right.
the average life expectancy, I think, for a band is like
6 months or something.
it's got to be 6 months or something like that.
And we were blown away by you guys, and Zigadoo was something else too. That was our first time, I think, playing with them, and it was
quite the introduction to the scene.
other level.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he came
Next
out in like
dimensional.
this. What was it, like Jeremiah and the Technicolor rainbow coat or whatever?
Yeah.
Well,
Technicolor,
Joshua?
Yeah, in the Technicolor Dream coat. Right?
Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
Which isn't that like about like the New Testament or something like that?
Yeah,
I think so.
that story where the kid's balling out too hard in that beautiful coat.
Yeah.
And doesn't he get like beaten to a pulp or something, or people want
Something biblical like that. It's all about humility, isn't it?
no, there's like a lion's den in there or something, I mean,
Yeah.
he gets like put in because he just, I guess came from
Your threads are too fresh, man.
yeah.
We gotta break you down a peg or two.
Yeah, it was
Right.
the story I think was about humility. It was about like him shedding his material possessions for, returning to the truth.
An austere life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Austerity.
Yeah,
That's
austerity.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Austerity is one of those words I always have to look up every time I read it. I forget the meaning of it, but I'm like, am I just really just eliminating brain cells at a rapid pace?
I think it means the policy of no fun.
Right.
Okay.
Frugality. I always think of just like Greece and the EU whenever I hear that.
That's why I always had to look
Austerity
it up.
measures and stuff.
Yeah, they're always like, we want to go back to austerity. I'm like, I think that means old.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
From what I imagine, like old time Europe. Not something to brag about.
All those
No, not
those
at
were
all.
austere days.
Yeah.
On porch. But yeah, it's cool because you guys have been playing for about, I guess, you've been together for at least 4 years now.
So
Longer.
we go way back. So we actually started playing together when we were like in middle school, like 13 and 14. We got together for a talent show.
Oh, you guys know all the secrets on each other.
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
That's
right.
Lots of skeletons, lots of closets.
What's behind this door?
Right. But
Yep.
yeah, well, we played, was it Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones? That was like our first cover we did.
That's right. We've always been a three-piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met him in 8th grade, and yeah, we formed the Jarheads for a talent show.
That's right.
And then rolled with it from there. But yeah, we played a few covers and honestly brought the house down.
Yeah,
And, it was in the gym or whatever, and, and I'd been in a band before that when I was like 12. And,
Not School of Rock.
no.
Okay.
No, this was pre-School of Rock. Also, but honestly, that film,
Pubescent School of Rock.
that movie is what did it for me.
School of Rock?
Yeah.
With Jack White? Not Jack, I mean Jack Black?
Yeah.
All
Straight
right.
up. Straight up. And so that sealed the deal, and so I was like, yep, rock and roll, that's the path.
I feel like it. I know because we've talked like Stax Music Academy, like Victor Sawyer. We've had him. We talked to him and like that. I know it's School of Rock, but I just don't feel like is there a class here in town that is like that or mirrored after that movie?
I
Isn't
hope.
there like a program, right?
Yeah, I mean
whole
the
thing.
the School of Rock in I think Germantown and Midtown.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't work there, but shout out to School of Rock. I totally would.
Yeah.
I'd
Is it like
hire
in
me,
like a
please.
regular high school? Yeah. So we were talking about somebody like the musician who takes that job is the musician that is kind of like, okay, like they're kind of like the head lowered. I'm like, nah, dude, that's like the dream. You get paid a full-time
Yeah,
wage
awesome.
Yeah.
to like teach kids how to rock, and then you could do that after hours.
And I
Ensure the
guarantee-
next generation does the right thing,
And I bet
Yeah.
you 90% of those teachers are in bands that are playing, touring or playing Midtown every Friday or whatever.
And
so.
if you keep in normal teacher hours, you got what holidays and summers off.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Must be
I want
nice.
that gig.
Yeah, that was the plan.
So yeah, what was the name of the band that you were in before Jarhead?
Left Handshake.
Okay.
left handshake with a little.
Complete with their own official handshake.
Yeah, and there was a hyphen between the left and the hand.
Okay.
Yeah, so the real deal.
Yeah. As soon as you start putting hyphens in the band name, I feel like you're either the coolest band on the planet or you're in the middle of a lawsuit. Because like they're like, oh, all right, we had to add another word to this because they were
Yeah.
getting sued. I think that's how like Dinosaur Jr. got their name because it was originally
okay.
Dinosaur, and then they got sued, so they did that. And someone was telling me about this band because we were hanging out at Shangri-La Records last night, and it was another band like that. They got a lawsuit. I think Stone Temple Pilots was another one.
Oh, yeah?
They got sued for the SDP.
Avoiding
Acronym.
copyright.
Yeah.
It's some corporation that does like tire manufacturing, and then it turns out that that acronym is your band name.
Yeah, it's as soon as you start putting lawsuits in, it takes the piss out of music.
Yeah.
I think that's like
Where's the fun?
So you all right? So you guys known each other from middle school. When did you start Joybomb? How this go? Is this just like you guys were just hanging out drinking one day and you're like, oh, we haven't jammed together in a minute?
So it's kind of like a blurred line there. It's like a continuation of the Jarheads.
Yeah.
So we kind of figured at one point that the Jarheads just wasn't really the right moniker for us anymore. It didn't really, I think, appropriately label like what we were
Yeah,
trying to.
I'm thinking Marines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we first formed, we were very much like anti-Bush, anti-establishment. We listened to Anti-Flag and all those bands.
Anti everything. Right?
Anti everything. And then by the time we got to college, we just kind of like, all right, that's kind of.
We got artsy fartsy and wanted to make noisier punk rock, and not really be associated with like militant Mohawks.
Right.
Gotcha.
And we just got a new drummer too, so we're like, well, this is probably a good time just to rebrand.
We had parted ways with me and Adrian and a guy named Colin Witten all were in the same class, and that's when we formed Jarheads. And honestly, like we put out an EP when we were like 16, 17, and then kept doing it. Did an EP and 2 full-length albums. And our last Jarheads album was in 2012, and then we sort of split ways over a period of time. We kept it together for a while, but life happens, and we went to different schools and stuff like that, and so but like Adrian said, we got another guy on drums, and eventually just rebranded.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was time to rebrand.
All right. And it just started off immediately. You guys just started throwing ideas off each other and started working out. You guys had to really work at it to get back into the groove.
Well, and we never really split up. I mean, that's the thing.
Okay.
It's always just been a slow moving, coup.
Yeah. Like that's every time I hear slow moving, I'm like, uh-oh, cool.
What's brewing right now,
Yeah. So, I mean, like a lot of songs from back in the day would sort of morph into new songs or just kind of sit on the shelf for a couple of years and then make their way back out, and so... And our drummers, will stay with us for a couple of years and, come and go.
That stereotype of the drummer. God, man, it's hard to keep them.
I know.
Never on time, but they have to keep time. So
Yeah. I would imagine like you just lug. It really is. I mean, if only it all fit in a guitar case, it could make it so much easier.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like any drummer that has like a hatchback, I instantly feel bad
they
for.
all do.
Yeah. Our drummer just got like a 4-door, and we're like, man, this is an exciting day for you. And he's like, I know. You can just see the joy in the back of his eyes just gleaming out.
Trust me, like as a bass player, I know it's like I kind of feel guilty at the same time not of like being set up 30 minutes before everyone else is. Like the only person with an easier job is maybe a vocalist.
Yeah, but they come with baggage.
That's right. It's not physical baggage, it's just emotional.
They're not going to help move the baggage.
No, not at all.
I've never been in a band that we had like a just a regular designated singer.
Me neither.
So I never had to deal with that part like personally.
Sure. I've just heard the jokes.
Yeah, I've just heard the jokes, but I actually haven't met like a real overly diva singer to the point that filled those that justified those jokes. So I think we're just like punching them in the dark right now and just keeps going.
Yeah.
And they're just fighting like I got to be so much nicer now.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
Holds the feet to the fire.
Yeah.
A new standard of conduct.
We're just keeping this so there's no uprising and later on.
Between that and he comes.
Right. Do something with your hands,
Do you have any shows coming up?
So maybe on the 11th, we might be playing the fair, the Bluff City Fair.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. There's a 9 p.m., 9:30 15 slot that we're on the books for. So we're trying to get scheduling worked out. But
I'm working on it, guys.
let him off work.
Please.
Yeah. But yeah, and then,
Where's the Blessity Fair?
at the Liberty Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll be like an outdoor, arena type thing.
October is a fine month to play outdoors.
Indeed.
It is.
God, you start doing these like June, July gigs, August gigs. You just you watch them lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to recall a show in New Orleans where we played. It was like must have been July or something, and the venue we played at, the air conditioning had broken, so it was just ungodly hot, and just we were just drenched in sweat. By the end of the show, like, I didn't really care, but it was just like Jesus.
What was the venue?
What was the name of that venue? I don't even really remember. That tour was kind of a blur, to be
Yeah.
honest. Most tours are. But
It was cool. It was a little shotgun style. Like, I mean, I wish I knew New Orleans better than I do.
Yeah.
But every time I go, it seems like I don't really come back with much to show for.
Okay.
Why
Why do you say that?
Well, because it's a whirlwind, and I've never spent enough time consistently and sober to, to.
hey man, it's New Orleans, right?
Yeah. So what you're saying is it lives up to its name.
Yes, indeed, indeed.
God, no air conditioning. We were talking about this. I was talking with was it like Art Alexakis from Everclear, and we were sitting, we were talking, and he was just talking about the extreme heat and like how bad it sucked going through the South in the summer, and I was like, if you want to change climate change. Like, the attitude is just eliminate air conditioning for a year. Just get rid of it for a year, and let's see if we notice like a serious difference.
Sure. Well, I think
That's one way to do it.
Yes.
I mean, and the South wouldn't. I mean, everybody's gotten really soft because of the AC that fuels our southern society, or southern living.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that industrialization happened in the South largely because of air conditioning.
I dare, because my dad lives in Florida. He's 77. He's got a strong constitution, but he loves his air conditioning. So I just think, I'm like, I dare say that if there was no air conditioning, he wouldn't be down there. And how many other northern flight birds would be down there with him as well?
Right.
Yeah, it does go to show. I mean, yeah.
And Louisiana is like that in terms of just feeling like you're working for it when you're going to play there.
Yes.
And it's like a wave. It's like a thick fog. And I don't know. I mean, it's kind of nice, in a way.
Yeah. Oh, I love Louisiana. Like, I love.
No.
It's
yeah,
a whole world.
Yeah, we're not going Tom Segura and just going to start bashing it to get lawsuits here.
Yeah, we had our current drummer actually owned a bar in Houma, Louisiana called the Boxer and the Barrel, and we used to go gig down there.
Yep.
And in it, part of the bayou went up right behind the bar, and occasionally a gator would come up and rear its head.
Like, nope.
Just come hang out.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I haven't played a gig like that
it was
before.
a neat spot.
A swamp gig.
Yeah, it's a
It's
surreal.
in the swamp.
Yeah.
Taking fan boats out there,
I was listening to Zydeco last night.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had this whole tirade about Zydeco.
And I forgot I searched it on Apple Music, so when I got in my car, my Bluetooth connected, so I'm leaving the bar and then, bombarded. and then
Benny Hill.
And then it happened again this morning when I got in the car to go to work. I'm like, oh, okay.
It never goes.
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
And the
gonna follow
volume's
you.
still blasted, and the Zydeco comes back on.
It's like
so.
you're
Because hold on, man. I'm not the same person I was last night. Just relax for a second. Hold there.
The alter ego came out. This is a Zydeco.
That's funny. It's cool because you talk about like playing the heat, playing no air conditioning, and I see you guys at the gym all the time now. I've been seeing a lot of Midtown
Me too.
musicians working out in the gym. It's really refreshing and good to see
Yeah.
because I'm like, all right, cool. Because like the story came out today that Bruce Springsteen's 70 years old now. He just
Yeah, I
turned
saw
70,
that. Yeah.
and he's working out at a Planet Fitness. That's where he has a trainer. So there's like not trainers allowed in like Planet Fitness.
Right.
They're like absolutely none. You hire our people or you hire no one at all.
Right,
But they just like kind of like it's the boss, whatever.
Right.
So he works out in like a regular gym in regular town, New Jersey, and I'm like, that's how he's doing a 3-hour set at 70.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How
And-
else would you?
I don't like because I mean I don't know what Dave Grohl does besides Jägermeister shots. I don't know if he feels how he feel. Like I don't know if he's feeling his set, but I mean, like live by inertia. Maybe just conditioned. But I like to see that because I just think if you're up there and you're sweating, even if you sound like crap, you're gonna look good.
That's right.
So look good doing it.
And look good doing it. And I think that's and so aside from like the depression and like kind of like mental illnesses that are littered around the whole scene, and I'm like exercise.
Yeah.
At least some form of clean living can help you out.
It goes
and
a long way.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does nothing but good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, condition yourself for the rock.
Yeah.
For the rock.
Gotta burn out those PBRs somehow, you know.
Yeah.
Is PBR a light beer?
I don't think so.
I keep telling myself it is.
Well,
Just based on taste alone.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I don't know. I've been taken up by the claw craze recently.
Ah, yes.
Oh, you're jumping in
The
Yeah,
claw.
the claw.
full talons in.
Full talons in, man.
Claw.
Sometimes truly in a pinch, you know.
Yeah, we have dove head first.
Yeah.
Into the claw.
It's just so light and refreshing.
I mean, I would say I think
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I would love to see, dude, but there's got to be like a White Claw lap steel at some country show somewhere. I mean, if it's not, it's coming.
Yeah, well, you
Like
would
Cody Jenks is gonna have one.
I mean, in the extreme sports, in the extreme sports, you know, like sponsorships are all over their bikes and their boards and their helmets, and so like, I mean, I'm not saying I want rock and roll to be that way, but I mean, I'd slap a White Claw sticker on my amp, and you know, if I get to drink for free,
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Even if they did,
Half the battle right there, man.
drink for free would be nice, but if they pay for gear, that'd be great.
oh yeah, yeah.
Ideal sponsor. Shoot, what do you got? Besides White Claw,
Oh man, I don't know.
if you could be sponsored by anybody,
Man, I don't know.
Gucci,
Gucci,
Louis Vuitton.
just get really sick sandals
Tom
and show
Ford,
up there.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. Tully's helped me out a lot.
I know. I think
Tell more, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, got to be like Toyota.
Toyota.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you get
yeah.
a good van.
Oh yeah,
hard to pull
now
that
you're
on stage,
thinking,
though.
you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm shooting big here.
Okay, and this is also practical. I mean, I was being material,
Yeah.
you know, but
Practically, yeah. Because I'm
Martens.
just thinking about everything that we could. Yeah, Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Dude, I have the
street
same
cred, yeah.
same pair
Fred
of Doc
Perry or
Martens for the last 12 years.
Man, I've yet to
Nice,
get one, but
nice.
I'm holding out. I'm gonna get some.
What are you waiting
eventually.
for?
They're expensive.
Yeah, they are. Dude, $120, and God willing, you order it, and it's like you get it in like a metric
Yeah.
or whatever. Like that. I don't even know how they measure over there, but like a size 12 shoe is not a size 12 shoe here.
Yeah, the whole conversion thing. It's like, well, am I getting the right size? And then you're dishing out $120. It's like, man,
I was thinking about just resoling these.
Hey, those are docs.
Yeah, these are my Docs, man. I swear by them. 12 years I've had the same shoe.
Nice.
they hold up, man. Yeah.
Dude, they smell. I mean, they smell like that gig in Louisiana is what they smell like.
Like a gator's mouth.
Yeah.
Breathing out Creole seasoning. Just
You could cook this up and eat it like boudin. I'm pretty sure you could. But they're steel-toed.
Nice.
nice, yeah.
Yeah. My soles look like that too, and I kind of retired them after a while. My laces fell apart. I got more laces. They fell apart, and the bouncing soles didn't have much bounce in them anymore. So I.
Nice punk pun. There you go.
Thanks.
There you
oh
go.
yeah, okay, yeah. Just got
Well,
that.
it actually took me a while before I realized that their band name was a play on Doc Martens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I guess it has to be. What else would it be?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Kate is great, man. I haven't seen them in a minute.
I saw them at Riot Fest in Chicago last year.
Oh, right on. Mm-hmm. Well, that wasn't Misfits year, was it?
No, I wish.
Was
But
it the year before? Was it Queens of Stone Age?
No, but they were fantastic last year, weren't they? And
Yes. Yeah. I'm a huge Queens fan.
Me too.
I
Die
sing it
hard.
from the rafters, man.
Die hard.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, I went crazy. But yeah, Riot Fest was dope last year. It was Alkaline Trio, Interpol, Bouncing Souls, Fear was there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know?
Leaving.
Yeah.
God, that guy.
You know, he used to
One,
be...
two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just into it, man.
Every song.
New York's all right if you're into saxophones. God, the layered meaning behind that. God, I love that.
New York's all right if you want to get pushed in front of a subway.
Yeah, God. Which is great was because that I don't know if you've seen the documentary Sound City that Dave Grohl did about where he recorded the Neve board.
Oh, okay.
Like Queens of Stone Age, Rage Against the Machine. All these guys came back there, Nine Inch Nails. But he ended up having, because Fear recorded like
The record?
The record.
Yeah.
The record at Sound Studio. But he transported the whole thing into his personal studio at his house. So he has all these guys. He's got Paul McCartney coming in. He's got Trent Reznor. But then all of a sudden he's got Lee Ving, and they're writing songs just for like this album, for the soundtrack. And it's all about like, it's the same Fear attitude, but it's a song about his wife not letting him out to go hang out with the boys. So it's like adapted for the times.
Midlife problems.
Yeah.
You know?
That's punk rock at, you know.
That's punk rock at 60.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I think he used to be in a blues band before he was in Fear.
Yeah, because I think I remember seeing him play harmonica and stuff.
He's very much an entertainer. And I don't... Well, you can quote me on it, but I'm like 90% sure that he was the guy in the Clue movie who gets murdered at the beginning. Did you ever see Clue?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
did
I
it
can't
come out
remember
recently,
it
or
at
is
the
this
top.
an old
No,
movie?
the 80s Clue movie. I don't know. Like
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw it. Check that
The guy from Fear is the guy who gets murked.
Never
Nice.
actually
That's a good
finished
role.
a game of Clue.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, because I never really fully understood it, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's like deductive reasoning. You're just supposed to like they give you two clues but you have like 8 gaps and then you're trying to find your way down.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you take
Like,
like
it sounds so easy.
Yeah, for some. But I'm just BSing because I never played the full game all the way through. It's always like that idea. It's always sitting on someone's shelf at the
Right.
house, but I've never actually seen someone break it out and be like, "All right."
I just liked the house seemed so cool.
Yeah,
I liked the
nice.
rooms.
Yeah.
I liked the
19th century
weapons.
houses, the candlestick, and
Yeah.
Colonel Mustard. or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. Mrs. Ruby or
Yeah, they're all like color names, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I don't think there's a Mrs. Ruby, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, I haven't played a board game in I don't know how long.
me neither. Missed the days of Monopoly and Mousetrap over that.
Yeah.
Never actually played that. Just set it up and
Fun is catching its mousetrap.
that's right.
All those jingles are locked away.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons, man. Which I don't know. Are kids still watching Saturday morning cartoons?
Ah,
We got any kids?
no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, with all the streaming services now, Netflix has a kids option, and the
right.
Disney thing that's coming.
Yeah, how are these kids being sold on Play-Doh by comparison?
Are they eating it now?
Yeah.
Tide Pods? I don't know.
Are you telling me? Yeah, are you telling me kids
Kids
don't know
these
the taste
days.
of gooey chemicals?
Hey man, it's part of a complete diet, right?
Well, and I just know that if you're on stage and you start playing and you taste Play-Doh in your mouth, you're having a stroke.
Oh,
Noted.
Yeah.
It's good to
Just,
know.
just letting you know that.
That's what that was.
Smell burning toast.
It's not.
okay,
It's not your amp.
Losing childhood memories and the ability to move my right hand.
Yeah. So, what have you guys been working on? You guys looking to record?
We
You guys have music
are.
out right now. I know you guys have a Reverb Nation.
Yes
Like
to
an-
all of that.
Yes, yes to all that.
So we did an EP. Well, recording-wise, we've been out of commission for a few years. We did a record back in 2016 that is actually unreleased,
Okay.
and so we're sitting on that for a rainy day.
All right.
And but this winter, we have a plan to go to Nashville to a studio that's close to the family in terms of our connection
Okay.
to it, and
Yeah, it's run by my mom actually. Mama.
Yeah, your mom runs a
Well,
recording studio?
Yeah. They've been building it for the past few years,
Yeah,
and
she
apparently Nashville has an incredible amount of red tape you have to go through to open a recording studio in your home, because I think everyone and their grandmother wants to do that in Nashville right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to I think just regulate it and make it not a crazy whatever. So they've been having to go to town meetings and neighborhood meetings and basically get approved and all this stuff, but
they did.
they did. I think there are a week away from.
And this is
being
after they
fully
built
legal.
it, so
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's like
Lucky-
under
yeah.
the table stuff, but yeah, it's.
I mean, I suppose they could have just done it for private use, but it's now a commercial. It's not a label, but it's a very nice studio, and so we've been cooking up enough material to go do a full length in December, and we just recently had a lineup change
Okay.
on drums, but this is a positive swing in terms of both momentum and just creativity. It's like a new wind.
Yeah.
We're just setting sail, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. I don't know why I can't get past the whole red tape charging people. I guess as soon as you charge somebody for a private recording studio, because they're doing it here, like left and right, and no one's saying nothing.
Yeah. Sure.
And I imagine Nashville's been developed enough to the point where now they can just start clamping down on like, I guess, it's like the police in really good towns will pull you over for anything because they got nothing
right.
better to do.
Right. Exactly.
So I feel
exactly
like that's what's happening in
Memphis
Nashville
has
right
real
now.
problems.
Yeah, we were talking to a cop yesterday because somebody dropped off a whole bunch of. It was in Massachusetts. Someone Amazon truck just dumped all their Amazon packages at a cemetery and just drove off, and they're all unopened. They didn't even try to cash in, and the cops showed up and they delivered all the packages. I was like, that is the most Massachusetts thing I've ever
I
heard.
agree.
Cool. Yeah,
I agree. Aren't they notorious for having great cops? Or community?
I don't know if that's sarcasm or not.
That's how
We're
subtle-
talking Boston.
That's how
We're
subtle my
talking
humor is.
Massachusetts because it was like Burlington, Massachusetts, which sounds like maple syrup.
Yeah.
It does.
Sounds beautiful.
It sounds gorgeous, leaves and all that stuff.
Right.
All right, that's awesome. So you have a whole I don't know, just like a pot full of ideas and songs you're gonna go in there.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the whole thing like where you have your ideas and you're gonna hash them out? Or are you gonna play them and try to road test them as much as possible before you go in?
I mean, it's our songs have a tendency to evolve, and anytime if a song is fresh out the cooker and we record it, even if we capture that magic of like the new, like when it's hot,
Yeah.
but I'm never really satisfied with anything. So I honestly, there's something to it when a song gets to mature a little bit over time. Like you said, when you test it live, and so because things can grow and change, and you can think that extra phrase doesn't need to be there, and so basically you get to mold it into what you want it to be, and then lay it down.
Yeah.
And
then I guess then you have to walk away.
Yeah,
That's the hardest part.
Know when to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Know when to stop and walk away.
And hearing that final cut, and you're like, oh wait, I didn't catch that earlier.
It'll drive you nuts.
It will. It will drive you insane.
Yeah, you do have to let go.
Yeah.
And just like I suppose, take it for what it was as like a time capsule.
Yes.
The song may change after that, but it is what it is on that record.
I always like the idea of just record, do it any way you want, and then if you get signed, they'll ask you to re-record it with their money later on.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
you can
Which is
have
really
two,
your
and you
money.
can have two versions.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can have people can gripe about how they preferred the original version and that you're a sellout on the new album, and it
always
has
do.
finer production, but then that's the single. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I have it planned right now.
The world keeps spinning.
Y'all have a new record.
Yeah, we do. We put it-
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
The
Thank you so much.
LCD release show was killer.
Thank you. That was blast. Thank you for playing it with your other band.
Of course.
Yeah, Namazu, which we got to get them in get them in here at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
I know Severin. He's been running around with Bluff City Law and all
Oh,
that.
is he doing that show?
Yeah, he's been working on that show.
Cool.
Which I didn't watch it.
Did you go? You didn't go to the $2 White Claw?
I did not.
I don't.
Dude, there's no law. There's Bluff City Law when there's White Claws.
Right.
God, they could have spun that out. I just knew they did $2 White Claws.
Yeah.
People were still walking upright afterwards. I heard it was funny. Whenever you never want to trust the internet, but when there's plenty of people saying it was so good, it was so great, it was awesome, and then some people you talk to are like it sucked, it blew, and I'm like. But those people are usually the same negative people that I
Yeah.
see all the time. I'm like
trolling.
Yeah, just trolling it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, just give it a shot, man. Keep that money in town.
Yeah. Rep that show.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see Jimmy Spitz at a dive bar.
I mean, so it's filmed in bars around town and like downtown. Like, I didn't know if they were doing kind of sets and like making fake
No, they do. They build the sets out. From what I understand, they had local people just go around. If it gets renewed, I think that's when they start like farming it out, and that's when like people are gonna have to like start fighting for the jobs and stuff. So
Yeah.
because as soon as it gets a little,
with
the first is a taste,
sure.
and the second they just start to gobble it all up. So
That makes sense.
yeah, I like the film it here, cool. Because I know Atlanta's getting all the. They can't stop filming stuff and building studios in Atlanta. It's going left and right. People are just getting paid. It's all union too, so they get paid out the ass.
It's good money.
It's really good money.
Yeah.
So if we can have that kind of like creative balance, because we have the creativity in this town, there's no question about that.
Yeah. A lot of untapped potential here, man.
Yeah. And then you know what? It might be like that one-hit wonders. You guys might be like playing in the background on a beach.
Hey,
or something like
I'll
that.
take it.
That's right.
Just pit farting on a snare drum.
Right. Yeah. We're all just like,
yeah. That'd be real. So you guys, you mentioned that you've toured a couple of times. Like, what kind of areas? I guess what is your favorite place that you've been on the road, and why?
There's a lot. I remember, what was it, Kent, Ohio?
oh yeah,
That was a nice little gym on the tour. We did like
That
this East
was a
Coast
gym.
kind of Midwest tour, and
This
one
is
stop.
2014.
Yeah,
Okay.
One of
Yeah.
the stops was Kent, Ohio.
After the first Joybomb
And
album.
we're driving there, and like I'd never been to Kent before. We'd heard about it, but driving there, you're just going through the sticks. Like it's just podunk.
Dude, Ohio is a howling wilderness in so many
Right.
different places. A lot of this country is.
And we're making a joke. We're like, why should turn into like this great like metropolis or haven of just artist creativity? And like we turned a corner and there it was. It was
Yeah.
just this beautiful little town, just like
We were getting grumpy. I was driving. I was like, man, this gig's gonna be out in the middle of nowhere.
Rust Belt.
I thought we were going to Columbus, and this is garbage. We're just gonna be at some house.
yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. So a little college town in the mountains. I mean, Kent State. Is
I was going to say where the kids got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I hate to bring it up, but
Oh,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah,
how
I
I know.
that
Ken-
is. It-
too soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a cool gig, and at this, I forget what it's called. It's some kind of psychedelic punk rock, death rock bar.
Yeah, and
Nice.
They had
That's
like
cool.
this person was doing a live portrait while we were playing.
And then
That's cool. I
Yeah.
love when they do that.
Yeah, and then we
pretty
stayed
cool.
with some Grateful Dead family. It was kind of like a commune. There was like a guy that they called like Granddaddy or Daddy or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean
It's
everybody
a
was
whole
really
thing.
everybody was really nice to us.
So odd.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, to have hippies like twirling at your show, and it's like a punk rock show, and then get invited to stay and stuff. It was neat.
Couch surfing is real, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Granddaddy.
Yeah,
It's one of those
swear.
things I'm glad it exists. I just don't know if I could partake. Like I love like the kaleidoscope of life. So like the fact that there's hippie communes still out there that grow their own basil and
Oh yeah.
and all that.
I tip my hat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just hopefully they're all. I mean, and that's basically like Mormon light, right?
Yeah,
It's like one figurehead.
just with drugs.
Yeah.
Hippies have the best drugs.
Yeah, they're making it themselves. Yeah, it's just Timothy Leary. I mean, if he's older, if he's like if Granddaddy, I'm just calling this guy Granddaddy from now on. Granddaddy's what 60? He's gotta be like 78 right now. If he's still alive, still kicking, he might have met Timothy Leary on the bus tour.
There's a good chance. Yeah.
Took some notes, got the
And
original
Timothy
recipe.
Leary was just giving out he had to have been giving out the recipe for LSD to spread that.
Yeah.
Like the first torrents.
That was his whole thing.
And that's why the cops were terrified, during the day. They wanted to shut the spread
Don't
down.
think for yourself.
Yeah. Now I have family members asking me like, you know where I can get mushrooms or LSD? Like older ones that used to beat me for having drugs when I was a kid.
Now it's in vogue.
Yeah. Now it's just like, yeah, but I heard it deals with PTSD,
Yeah,
and I'm
right.
I'm trying to read.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, in the right environment, a nice LSD trip is very cleansing, I guess.
Yeah,
So I've
called
been
peeling
told.
the onion. Yeah, yeah. I've heard it's called peeling the onion.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's say you might actually just pick what have a better. I would say, depending on what age you do it, but like if you peel that onion, you might actually have a better idea what you want to do in life.
Yes. Decision making becomes clear.
Yeah.
Awaken those demons, Just like
I ain't
Or
got-
you could be doing that.
I
like,
ain't got no
forgot
demons
that.
gonna get woke.
So Kent State with Granddaddy. Any other places
Um,
that stick out to you?
Philadelphia was cool.
It was
Philadelphia. And we actually, by chance, ran into a buddy.
Oh, yeah,
we were
yeah.
just walking downtown, and I had forgotten that he lived there. But he's a jazz musician. And, I mean, we're in the middle of downtown Philadelphia, and a cab drives by, and he hangs out the window and yells at Adrian.
He's like, Adrian. I was like, what?
And then and that sort of completely not derailed, but changed the course of where we were staying in the city.
It was great.
It was pretty neat.
At the time, I was like, skinny as a rail, and he's like, ain't nobody that skinny. It has to be Adrian. And I knew it was you the moment I saw you.
Did you remember his name?
His name is Henry Zhang.
Yeah.
Henry Zhang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
shout out to Henry.
He teaches like music up there right now. I'm pretty sure, and he's in. I forget the name of his band. Is it Noir Avenue? I think is
Noir Avenue.
Okay.
I think something like that.
Yeah, and he was in that trio for a while. That was really interesting.
They're really good.
Yeah. It's jazz,
Okay.
kind of fusion, maybe. I don't know their lingo.
If it's not like if it's not acoustic or something like that, and it's like jazz, like I just assume it's fusion.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what fusion means
No, neither.
when it comes. I just.
At this point, I'm afraid to ask. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten this far faking it.
Just imagine it's like Nintendo Wii music.
yeah.
That's jazz fusion.
I think it's jazz, but you just occasionally add four.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
You know, occasionally playing
All their
four.
polyrhythms.
Yeah.
You know.
It's jazz. It's jazz with the groove.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
There's-
It has a pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I haven't been to a jazz show, and I know they do jazz at the Cove, I believe, every Sunday, and I know they do have jazz nights. I think on Tuesdays down at Ernstine and Hazel's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
it's just one of those odd nights where I'm just those like. So ironically enough, Tuesday's like Monday part 2, so that's usually where I try to get my rest at because you're had the whole weekend to just pollute yourself,
That's right.
and then Monday you live through, and then Tuesday you kind of recoup.
Yeah, yeah.
Tuesday's always a good day, you know,
It is,
if
it
you
is.
if you have that system worked out.
Yeah.
The Sunday after Cooper Young Fest was real. Whew.
were you down there all day?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, from what I remember. If I had to analogize how I felt, it was like that hole that's now in Mulan. That's kind of how I felt the next day.
Okay.
Somebody drove their car into the side of Mulan.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
Drove their car into Mulan.
yeah.
Yes.
God, there's no way that wasn't a DUI.
Yeah, well, I saw
Memphis,
a
man.
picture. Of,
It's a sport here. It is a sport. I was thinking that the other day. If there could be like a bar, because we got axe throwing bars now. If there could be a bar where they have this whole big open area in the back, and it's just they could put like those cinder block walls, and they have like cars of governors, or like up to 25, and you just you just do Jaeger shots and get blasted drunk in the back, and you get to hit things.
sounds
That
fantastic.
sounds great.
Yeah.
It's like my kind of party.
I don't know how you put the helmet, the neck, like that
Yeah,
10-point neck guard on, and you just go ham.
So, do they play music while you do that? Or
Oh,
is it-
you get to pick your soundtrack and
Oh,
everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I need that in my life right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it can be Born to Run. It can be Cannibal Corpse. Like
It'll
whatever.
be a lot of Pantera, I have
Yeah.
a feeling. It's going to be a lot of Pantera.
Yeah.
And they have
and like Ride the Lightning era Metallica.
yes, nothing. If someone asks for load, give me fuel, give me fire. Get out. Get out.
It's like bars have that sign where it says you can't request free bird. It's like that's their thing. You know, you can't request those songs. Like,
And they
everyone does it.
they do a special thing where you have to hold the person who has the most beer in their cup after like a demolition
Ooh,
derby.
there could be
wins.
games.
Yes, there could be games,
yes.
party games. It's basically Mario Kart.
I love this
in
idea.
real life. Yeah,
I love this idea.
take this idea. Write this down. Write this down.
This winter, fingers crossed for a big blizzard, a storm like a couple of years ago because I got to go ice drifting at the Liberty Bowl.
Like skitching?
Yeah, just like
Well, hold the car in the back. And
Oh
then they
no
pull
no no!
you?
Just before everybody gets wise to it, and then the ice begins to melt and gets treaded. When you get a fresh ice, a fresh snow, just go out to a big parking lot and do Tokyo Drift, Fast
Yeah.
and Furious.
Oh, it's
just-
the best. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I used to do it up in New York all the time because I mean I was living up there. I went to college up there, and it was just I mean you have snow on the ground in February that was rained on you in November. So it just doesn't go away upstate New York.
It
It's
stays there.
brutal. But because I thought I was going to move up there, and I was like, oh, yeah, sledding, snow, and then that gets old real fast. But if you have a car, if you're lucky enough to have a car up there, because you're going away to college, a lot of kids don't bring their cars and stuff, but you just go, you can go crazy.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Oh, it's good times. And imagine the police. I think even the police here go take their cruisers out and do some donuts in a parking lot.
They have
You got
to.
It's like, it's better than Christmas. It's like like the one snow a year we get. It's like, yeah,
There is something magical about everyone in the South celebrating a giant snow.
it is.
Yeah.
We get that 1/2 inch. We're like, yes.
And you get off for like 2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And everyone
beautiful.
loses their minds.
Yes, it's chaos. It's beautiful.
I'll always love going to. I go with like the corner of McLean and Union, and you can just walk there and just stand in the middle
Oh.
of it. No cars.
And it's so
no
quiet
nothing.
too, because like
So
snow
quiet.
deafens sound, so it's like it's eerie.
That would be a good time to do like a little makeshift show.
That would be real cool. Yeah.
Just play out, like hook it up, play out there. You play in the middle of the street. That's where you film your video.
There you
That's
go.
a great idea.
There you go.
You get like a nice.
We coined it. Thank you, Ross.
I'm just
Started
saying.
here.
Someone do that. We got all these ideas. I'm on my 5th cup of coffee today.
Feeling fine.
Yeah, I went.
Super cool.
I went to the 901 FC game last night, and there was $4 beers, and that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, woke up with a little bit of a hangover, and here we are today.
It's called waking up for me.
Yeah. White Claws.
White Claws.
I haven't had a White Claw. I've had 2 White Claws. I haven't had a White Claw hangover. Does that exist?
They don't really.
They do, but it's like it's low. Like it's not. It's never just like a whiskey or a wine hangover where you're
Sure.
just like violently hungover and just hate yourself. Like with White Claw, you're just kind of just like a ugh. Oh, that kind of sucks.
Are we talking like 5, 6, 10, 12? Like,
Oh, how many White Claws?
how many White Claws does it take to have a White Claw hangover?
Like 6 to 8, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like blackout drunk.
Hey, man. That's Tuesday night.
I'm pleading the 5th.
Yeah, you know.
So all right, so you guys are gonna you're planning for winter to record some more music. October 11th, maybe Bluff City.
Yeah, that's
Bluff
right.
City Fair.
And then hunkering down to write and prepare for the record.
Yeah.
How
How many times do you guys practice a week?
Practice. What's that?
Well, our drummer lives out of town right now,
Oh, okay.
but we're lucky enough to all be very much on the same page. So when it clicks, I mean, when we decide, like honestly, we'll have a gig coming up, and then we'll do a few sessions that week, sort of brush the cobwebs off, and
Yeah.
if anything needs addressing
It
or
keeps it
or
fresh, like
Yeah.
the illusion of the first time.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
like
yes.
it's- in a way, it kind of plays to our favor.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
it fools everybody because it's like they just threw this together, and then it's like on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been playing together for a while, I imagine it's easy to just pick up everybody's rhythm. You guys know where you're at and go from there.
Yeah, and this the guy playing drums for us right now, Todd Rowan, he was my guitar mentor when I was like 14, 15. And so he sort of helped engineer when the Jarheads got good back in the day, like when we went from being a kid band to like a real band.
Yeah.
He was sort of the, whoosh, do it better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Even now, he still does it. Like he'd come in for a session and be like, "This makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why are we playing it like this?"
why do you do that? I'm like, well, because we wrote it that way. Well, why did you write it that way?
And he's usually right. So I mean, like, it's a good thing that he's playing with us. And yeah,
Is he an older dude?
Yeah, he's
40 something.
I think he's 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's say because a guitar mentor when you're younger, he's
Yeah.
probably like,
He
He
was
was
like
like late
20s.
20s.
then.
Yeah.
like that tattooed dude that was like,
Yeah.
follow me.
Bandanas and Ramones t-shirts and stuff like that. So,
Hard to pull off a bandana.
yeah.
He
well,
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's out the left pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throwing up his
What
colors. Black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic color. It
I
counts.
just remember there's a whole bandana color code in the gay community where like they have like it goes like light blue, and it's like depending on which pocket is what you're into.
Oh, I
so
didn't know
like
that.
Atlanta
Cool.
Pride Parade, they have like you can like download the bandana color code and you can spot what people are into.
Huh.
And it gets
That's nice.
It gets pretty. No, I'm like it gets. It's nice. It's really good. It's really good identifier. You're like, oh, so you don't have to like stumble
right
your
right.
way into something. But some of the color codes, you wonder if it's just made up at that point.
Sure.
Yeah. I can't say any of this stuff without like getting too crazy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
But look
I'll
up the
just use-
bandana color code if you really want to be entertained. And bring it to work.
Show your parents.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. So he's the what got all right. So what got you guys in? What was it that got you into playing music?
Well, I kind of started at a young age. I played like classical like music, like violin and cello, like when I was like real young. And then this guy actually turned me on to cool music when he moved up to Starkville. And then that's when, like, about that time, I had gotten a bass guitar, and he had a guitar.
He played cello.
I played cello. Yeah.
And I went over to his house to hang out. And in my first band, I didn't have a bassist. I always tried to get the other guitar player to play bass, and he just didn't want to do it. Because, I mean, you know, when you're a kid, nobody really wants to play bass.
Yeah.
Or at least where I was
I
at.
enjoyed it, but like,
And
rare
so I
exception.
was like, And I just moved to town. I was mad. So I was like, all right.
angst.
I was like, have you ever heard of these bands? Would you like to play these songs?
And cello, you got a bass.
Yeah, I was about to say because cello's not a far departure from it.
It's similar, especially a lot of cello's roles in like classical music is kind of like a support harmony kind of role. So like I was already kind of like in that vein already. You know?
Okay.
You know how to like play complementary parts to the lead role. So,
Yeah, and you're in a trio. You know that it has to oftentimes be that way with compensation for not having another guitar section. And so the way movements together, or in somebody takes a melody, somebody takes a harmony, or certain lead lines that are also rhythm. So we sort of cut our teeth on doing that kind of, or writing songs that way because we had to.
Yeah.
You know, because we've never been a 4-piece. And I mean, I've played with other folks here and there, and he is in 1,000 bands, but that's just how like I write songs at the end of the day.
Yeah, filling those gaps is a hard thing to do. I mean,
I enjoy it.
I'm a sucker for 3 pieces. I just love watching how you navigate that and fill the gaps. You can throw like 20 guitars in there because that's usually what they go to, or you throw a keyboardist or something like that,
Yeah.
and then I'll do that. But
you don't have to. I mean, look at Big Business.
Yeah.
There's just 2 guys,
Oh.
and it's just like a wall of
Dude.
sound.
God, that band, his stack behind, it's literally like bass cab, bass cab, bass cab, guitar cab.
Yeah.
And like
Just
all
sun
these,
amps.
it's just a wall, and him and a drummer, and it just, I never, because someone told me about Carp. Is it Kill All Redneck Pricks? That's the name of the band.
Nice.
Like they're out of Seattle, and I was like, yeah, this band called Big Business is coming. I was like, oh, you never heard of Carp? And he turned me on, and I was like, whoa, this is aggressive, this is mean, this is nasty.
I don't
Let
know.
me check
Big
that out.
Business.
They are a 2-piece with a bass player and a drummer, and they're based out of Los Angeles, I want to say, but they're from
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
And they were like, I think the drummer is in the Melvins, or he was in the Melvins.
When they had
the
those
bass-
2 drummers at the same time, and it was like a drummer like battle thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Like it was gnarly, but it was cool. They played at the High Tone recently.
Yeah, I
You were at
missed
that
that.
show, I think.
I think I wasn't at that one. I was the one before it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think they played like two times in the last 3 years. Yeah, one of my favorite T-shirts. That Big Business shirt. It's got like this weird, like kind of like Flintstones, like that helmet with the 2 horns off the side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, after seeing it, that was a band where I saw them. I was like, I have to give them money. Like, I have to give them money.
Take it.
Yeah. When you see a band like that, you're like, just floored me. I was like, wow, man, 2 guys.
It's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling. It kind of like that makes me want to go home and play music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's right. At the end of the day.
Yeah. So all right. So what was the band that you introduced him?
Probably like the Buzzcocks or the Ramones or
Yeah,
something.
Buzz Ramones.
We were listening.
Rammstein.
Yeah, we were listening to Green Day too. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I was into Green Day in 2000.
He eased me into it.
Yeah.
Rancid was in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
And then actually, okay, so Todd was my guitar teacher, and then there was a guy named Ben Hodge who played bass in a band with Todd called Young Agent Jones, and they were like, so we're from Starkville, Mississippi.
Okay.
We're not original Memphians.
Okay.
And so they were like, you know, the bee's knees in Starkville, and sort of like the region, and they were on the cusp of breaking through big time. But we were just teenagers going to their shows, you know, and going into bars underage,
Right.
going to parties afterwards and feeling super cool.
Yeah.
But Ben Hodge played bass and, you know, kind of taught Adrian how to
That's right.
play bass.
Yep. Yep. That's where I had the whole,
Well.
like, the finger technique and everything. I kind of picked up from him. And he looks kind of like me too. He's like a lanky guy, and like the stereotypical bass player, just like tall and lanky.
Yeah.
You know? That's what they
Do you look down upon people who use a pick?
No, not at all. In
Yeah.
fact, I use to pick sometimes as well. Like I'll switch back and forth between depending on the kind of song I'm playing. So like if I'm doing something that requires really fast picking or like some chords, I
Yeah.
prefer to use a pick. But I feel more comfortable using my fingers. It's just kind of what I grew up on. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always like that kind of little like back alley dig every once in a while. It's like, oh, you play with a pick. Like, does it come out? You're like, yeah. Then who cares?
Right. You know, if it, does it get the point across? Then exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
And sometimes, I mean, if you're going for that kind of staccato pick, like a, you know, or that trebly sound,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tonality is everything with bass. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, like even the most subtle change can change the whole feeling of a song. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because I know when if you get that those lower tones, yeah,
I
with the
mean,
fingers.
Each one has its pros and cons, you know. Yeah.
I like to hear it. It's like almost like I always hear that like improv hate stand up. So like it's like why
Yeah,
man? You kind of you're basically you're not doing the same thing, but come on, you're cousins of each other.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
playing with a pick, whatever,
Do
man.
the improv folk, are they snooty about stand-up comedy?
I don't know who threw the first stone,
Right.
But something was. It's like Cain and Abel. It's like someone
Yeah,
killed
right.
somebody way back when,
Yeah, I
and they're just
remember
anger. Yeah,
It's like the great faiths that parted.
yeah. I've done both, and I'm like, they're both really hard. So I'm like,
Yeah, I applaud anyone that does stand up or improv for that matter. Like that takes guts, you know, because at least like playing an instrument it's hard too, but like I get to like be behind. the
yeah, you
bass.
can kind of mold
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, you know, but that when you're doing stand up or improv, that is you. You are up there,
Yeah.
like nothing in between you and the audience.
And that's the thing with I think the difference between music and just comedy in general is the expected response is laughter. That's like kind of gauge. Where like music, people will give you the courtesy nod.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
like even if they're not into it, you could just
And they can tune
Just-
in and
yeah,
out.
just-
yeah.
yeah.
We have a stand up there, like you have to carry that audience the whole time.
Yes.
You know,
And that's insane.
It's,
That is
it's
insane.
incredibly hard.
Yeah.
And in a band or being a musician, you get a window of time which you say, all right, you guys hold on. I'm going to do this for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're going to watch me do it. And then
And you're gonna
I'm
like
going to get the and then I get the feedback about whether or not you like it.
Yeah.
But like stand up is, or, you know, you're having a dialogue with this, with 45 people, you know, and so, or, you know, however big your audience is. And so it's a constant give and take and like, you know, your finger on the pulse,
Yeah.
you know?
That's
It
yeah.
must be weird
Yeah, I just like
and satisfying.
yeah, like the difference between audiences because I know like a lot of times I'll do like comedy and band shows like they kind of like throw them all together and it's just like it's such an odd pairing sometimes because it's just completely different audiences.
It is,
Totally,
it is.
totally.
We've done
We-
this show before.
Yeah, we played at one of the, I don't know if it was You Look Likes, but it was at the Lamp last Halloween, and we played in our costumes, or I played in my costume.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love dressing up and playing. It's the best.
Good.
It was an odd audience though. It didn't really register because I mean people were there for mostly the comedy, and then like, yeah, I don't know. It was-
Lamplighter show with Eric Allgood.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think they just had it yesterday. He's been doing it once a month.
that's
I
right.
think they had the 21st show. Very
Right on.
impressed that he's kept it
Yeah, right.
kept it going. I think they just opened the new room in the Lamplighter.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Very
I haven't-
super
spacious.
cool.
Yeah, the sound's
cool.
really good in there.
Okay. Is that because that's the old record store they bought
yep.
Yeah.
and they just knock down the wall and open it up?
There's like a little door next to the bar now.
Okay.
A little wooden door, and they have it oriented.
I thought it was like a
strangely.
hidden room. I don't even know if was it the record store or
This is what I just heard last
Oh,
night, and I was
okay,
like,
okay,
awesome!
okay.
I gotta go check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was, but that sounds right. And the whole room is kind of like lengthways, so like the band set up like right here, and like the audience is right there, so it's like really close and like intimate, but
Yeah.
kind of wide.
I will say that I'm going to miss being able to just assault sonically the people that just want to come to the Lamplighter and just hang out.
Yeah.
And it turns out, oh, you're at a rock show.
Yes.
You know, because this is like they get to opt out
Yeah.
and go play chess in the other room
Yeah.
while like the band's going. And I don't know. I mean, that's great.
Stick around.
Ultimately, for both crowds, that's great.
Yeah,
but
the old lamp, you had no choice.
I'm
I
gonna
remember
miss
there was
that.
one show we're setting up with when Austin was still our drummer, and he was like sound checking his bass drum, and one of their panelings in their ceiling just fell out.
They've actually done a real good job in trying to fix that
They fixed
place
it up.
up,
It's
and
really cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy because it was
Yeah.
it was a little rough there for a minute.
Yeah,
Chuck's done a good job.
Yeah, they took the pool table out,
yeah,
and
that's a big
because
difference.
I remember the first time I played there, the pool table was right there, so people would just lean up against
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Like your knee was rubbing up against it as you
Totally.
were trying to like
Playing in that
do your
little
thing.
corner.
Intimate, as they
Yeah,
say.
intimate. And then people, it's right next to the entrance, so people would walk in and then like step over your
Yeah.
cords
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
as you're in,
My
mid
favorite is
swing.
like actually going behind you while you're playing. It's like
Yeah.
that's not right.
And there's no like easy way to sneak out because you don't want to be rude while someone's playing. So you have to walk
Shame.
through. Yeah, just shaming them. Who's the rowdiest crowd you think you guys ever played in front of?
Maybe what comes to mind is a house show in Starkville in a basement,
Oh, yeah.
and it was storming
It was
outside.
like a layer of water.
Yeah,
like,
so
inside.
the basement
Really?
Yeah.
the basement,
In the
had
basement?
flooded, and I mean we were probably like 20, and it was just
Nasty
a
show.
bunch of like college students, maybe high school students, and there were a couple of bands. There was like one just sludgy, completely not put together metal band, and then we played last, and there was circle pits, and there were
In a basement?
yeah,
mud and water,
and there were
blood,
people
tears.
slipping, and there were people freaking out, and
Cops were called.
yeah,
you know,
and I'm
like-
sure.
Really?
I'm sure. I mean, well, yeah. The Starkville Police Department would come to all.
Nothing better to do. One of
Yeah,
those police
nothing.
departments.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like fun.
None of that. No.
I love the chaos of being like that young and trying to just make it work in a scene. And if you can't get into bars, you're like, we'll just do it in a basement.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to know people to be able to get there.
Sure.
And you probably don't want to advertise it on Facebook, so it gets in the wrong hands.
Right. Yeah. Someone spread it, but it's gotta be hush hush. You know.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But and then it would always end up being just. I mean, I love house shows for their potential. The potential there.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's great, and if a party is great that's geared towards rock and roll, it's such a hodgepodge mix.
Yes.
Of just. I mean, it's not a particular, unit of Midtown scene or whatever. It's just like anybody's guess.
Yeah. they told two friends, and then they told two friends,
Yeah.
and they told two
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, it just moves on.
Yeah.
That's cool. And your hometown, rowdiest crowd. I like that.
Yeah. you
Yeah.
know?
So when did you guys move here?
15.
Yeah, 2015.
Well, not that long ago.
I know, yeah.
We're relatively new.
Yeah.
Okay, so then basically when we played that first show, you were just getting into
Yeah,
town.
That was our
Yeah.
foray.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, some of those early days, early Memphis days shows are on YouTube at like Murphy's and
Yeah.
P&H and stuff like
We used to
that.
play
so-
Murphy's quite a bit.
We did.
I miss that place.
Me too.
We just played it for the first time recently, about a month ago. Opened up for a Howling Giant.
Oh, nice.
Really incredible stoner rock band. They
They're
just
really
got off
good, yeah.
Psycho Fest.
We played with them at High Tone with Namazu.
Really?
Yeah, they're really good.
God, they're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
3-piece, filling. Not you can't stick a finger
And the
between all those notes, man. It was
Vocal
just
melodies,
sick.
Just like, it's everything that works.
When they said, yeah, we just got finished playing Psycho, it was like, I will be paying attention.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I need like 15 minutes, 20 minutes between, like after we get off stage, I just kind of regroup, and then I was like, I'm not gonna miss this, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss any of this.
Yeah,
man.
totally.
Yeah, that was incredible. But I think it's more of a attitude over there. They haven't been booked a lot of shows, so
feel that.
I want to come back. It's a great room. I love the brick wall. I don't know why. I just love looking behind you and then seeing a brick wall. Kind of reminds me of like watching like old stand-up specials and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
When they're in the
for sure.
clubs.
Yeah.
And when we first started playing there, I would book on the phone, and bar manager would check out the calendar behind the bar,
Yeah,
Old school.
and I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I do.
You know?
P&H does that too. They're just like nothing.
No.
yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
Which day you want? All right, you're good.
That's good.
that's pretty rad, man. So October 11th.
Yeah.
Recording material.
Yeah, and we've never played the Bluff City Fair, so
Yeah, I didn't even know what the Bluff City Fair was. Do
Yeah.
they have like?
it's like a carnival.
Is it
Pronto
carnival?
Pups.
Yeah,
you know,
it
like
runs
all
for
that
like a
stuff.
couple of weeks.
The works.
Yeah.
Ferris wheel, some gross toys from a dart throwing thing, some hay. You never know where the hay
Gross
comes
toys.
They have to ship it in.
from. A petting zoo, probably. But yeah, no, it's
got
cool.
like a three-legged sheep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, freak show. I don't know if that's PC these days.
Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah, no, because I'm just thinking because a lot of like was like in the freak show back in the day is basically like part of like the acceptance movement of today. They're like, yeah, so what? She's got a beard.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Right.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
You could have
self-empowerment. You know?
I mean, a postmodern freak show could be like, the corporate exec who, just
Yeah.
like American Psycho kind of stuff.
Yes.
You get to point and laugh at, somebody.
This man doesn't have a cell phone.
Look at this guy with a flip phone. Yeah. Did you throw tomatoes at him?
He has a razor.
The postmodern freak show. Oh, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Concept.
Yeah.
That's concept album.
Too bad we don't have an art school anymore.
Yeah.
And I want weirdos to come to Memphis still.
Yeah.
Young weirdos, because I feel like art school draws folks in.
Yeah.
Well,
I think just by the nature of what rent is right now.
Yeah, they will come.
Yeah, they'll come because it's just too expensive to live in a lot of towns. But I feel like I know like a lot of places like Tulsa, like a lot of these people, like it's like the up and coming cities. People are moving there because it's affordable and they have thriving. Anywhere there's a lot of murals.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a good indicator of what kind of city you're in.
Sure.
Yeah, Atlanta is like all over the place. Tulsa was about the same. Albuquerque. That was a cool city too. I loved Albuquerque.
Did you play out there?
Yeah, we played. I did a comedy show out there.
Cool.
We didn't get to play with the band, but Matt Qualls, he works over at Young Avenue Sound now.
Cool.
He was recording out there and operating out there for a minute, and then he had good things. It's surrounded by mountains. It's actually higher elevation than Denver, but Denver gets like the moniker of being the mile high city. But Albuquerque in the desert is actually higher elevation than Denver. Yeah.
I bet
Little things.
That elevation ain't no joke. I remember we went to our old drummer's wedding. He actually lives out in Denver right now.
Okay.
And, they warned us about like the altitude sickness and
We were
everything.
like, nah.
you
They were
can't-
like,
you have
don't
be
drink too
careful.
much.
Yeah.
You get drunker.
we were like, Psh, dude, don't tell me how to hold my life. And then
You're like, yes. I'm not going out there to drink.
That's right.
Someone was just telling me they went
Hiking, right?
yeah. Someone was just telling me they went out to Denver and they're like, and everybody's doing like it's edibles is the thing now. So everybody was just eating. They handed him gummy bears, and he waited 30 minutes and nothing happened. So then he ate like 3 more.
Oh no.
And then before,
classic mistake.
Yeah, and then before you know, he was wandering around downtown, just thinking all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. In the thick of it, man.
Yeah, those things are dangerous, and but the problem is they package them like real candy. Like, you guys are gonna ruin this for everybody.
yeah. And then if you're on vacation, then you get there, and you might not eat all your gummies that you paid for, and so you're basically facing, well, do I leave them in the hotel room, or do we eat them all before we get on the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is always fun.
Yeah. What'd you choose?
Just stand there in line, like at the wrong line at the airport, just like for 30 minutes.
Just cross-eyed.
I'm at an impasse.
Take off your shoes. You take off your shoes.
Sir, don't be difficult.
But from what I understand, they do not care. I mean, like, I met businessmen just who make 6 figures a year, who have things to lose, who just put massive amounts of weed in their carry-on and or check bag and bring it back.
Surprisingly easy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's blowing my mind. I'm glad that they don't care because again, Burlington, Massachusetts, they got better things to do besides delivering Amazon packages. But I'm just saying, they see the importance. There seems to be a shift in attitude related. We don't care.
Sure.
It's weed.
Yeah. It's harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we see 4 gummy bears going through security, I don't think that's
Dressed up, carrying baggages. You're on gummy bears. If you see gummy bears walking, you're on gummy bears.
Right. You might be stoned.
Oh my God. Well, dude, I'm gonna call it one. I appreciate you guys coming
been a
in.
pleasure,
Thanks
man.
for having us.
Yeah, we'd love to come back.
Grant, Adrian from Joybomb, Bluff City.
Yep, on the 11th.
Bluff City Fair.
Yep.
And then also be on the
record.
lookout for the record, and you guys can record it. Best of luck to you, man. It's funny. A lot of people are coming to town. A lot of people from Nashville are now booking time here in Memphis, like a lot of recording studios. So it's kind of cool to see you guys going to Nashville, see what you can do.
Yeah.
And it's cool that I guess you're going to save costs and stuff like that, keep it in the family.
right.
So hats off to you on that one. You
Yeah.
keep it in the family, and I really hope it works out well for you, man. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
look forward to it.
Absolutely.
Hi, man.
It's a Stump. We do it 3 p.m.-ish every Wednesday. Next week, I forgot who we have in. Might not have anybody. We have to come in there. But I know we got Todd Poole from Roxy Blue coming in because we got the Roxy Blue album release show at Minglewood Hall. That's happening October 21st. Tickets available at 901tix.com. Only $15. And when you buy a ticket, you're also helping out because proceeds go to Ronald McDonald House Radiothon, which will be here before you know it, November 1st. So make sure you go to 98whenthemax.com to check out that. Appreciate you guys again.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Love you.
Peace.
Toodles.